Hello everyone, Andrew here. I'm going to do a video review on Resident Evil Retribution, my thoughts and experiences of the film. I've been having a hard time rating the film itself, so what I've done is I've now changed me reviews into a choice of 7 categories with optional points at the end for increasing the rating of the film I think it should be applicable to. So the categories I'm going to talk about, firstly, what I recommend doing if you're going to see Resident Evil Retribution, it may be worth watching all of the films again to jog your memory, because personally speaking, there was a lot of things I'd forgotten about in the film, especially the last one, just because the whole timeline had taken that long to do. So what we'll start off with the plot of the film is the powerless Alice. This film starts off with powerless Alice on the Arcadia ship, which I believe was the end of the last film, heading for Alaska. It's approached by the helicopters, what you saw in the end of the last film, and then it starts off in slow motion where you see Alice in the water and then coming back out. What that's caused by is umbrella, what was it? Umbrella powered scarab in Jill Valentine's chest, who's played by Sienna, I can't remember her name now, Sienna Smith. Sienna Gulloy, I can't remember her name now. Sienna Guillory. Basically, she fights Alice, and Alice gets blown into the water. What ends up happening, she wakes up in what appears to be an alternate reality of herself. An alternate reality where she meets people she's seen before. This then leads into an eventual zombie outbreak, and she then wakes up in the true reality where she's back in an Umbrella controlled base, and the whole process is she's got to escape from there. What she ends up doing, she's initially let out of the torture room where she's being tortured by Jill Valentine, and she discovers that the person who released her was in fact the person who she fought in the previous film, which was Wesker. It's explained what happens, and then the film starts off from there with usual plot of you being attacked by zombies and escape from it and things like that. As for the acting in the film, the actors in the films, you have Sierra Gill, can't really see her name now. It's you have obviously you got Mila Jovovich as Alice. Her role as the primary antagonist of the film is to basically kick ass and escape from everything as well. You have Michelle Rodriguez, who returns as Reina Compo, this time in a bad role. The previous film, she was actually killed off, if I remember right. This time, she is returned in the film as a clone, but this time she's a bad one. You have Karen Durant, I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Leon. Can't remember. It tells us somewhere. I'm just looking on the wiki to remember myself. So it's Johan Erb as Leon. You have a few other characters, but you have the primary ones as Mila Jovovich, Michelle Rodriguez, Sienna Guillory, and Johan Erb, who's Leon. Basically, the characters just sort of portrayed themselves, but Alice is the primary antagonist. Basically, the appearance they give is more action again, but I wouldn't say this is true to the storyline, but you do see some of the original characters in the film. Film itself I saw in 3D, so I have to admit it actually does get good points from me in terms of 3D, because the effects were really good on the film, and the 3D was actually filmed where you see a lot of action in 3D, not just every couple of scenes and stuff like that, which really annoys the crap out of me when I'm reviewing films. The whole experience of the film, what I thought of it, I'm not really sure whether I'd be amazed by it, or I'm not really sure to be amazed by it, or just disappointed by it, because the problem I feel you get with films like Resident Evil is the zombie thing is just done to death now, and it's really a thing you need to question yourself: is should I just give up now and not stop creating more films, or is there a market where you can is there a market where they can give more potential to it? I mean, what they've introduced is what I personally would have liked to have seen. Uh, Obviously, all these type of films, you get Alice where she'll win it. What I would like to see in films like this, because they brought a spin-off of the clones from the characters, and we already know there was clones of Alice as well. What I would like to have seen is Alice be killed or something like that, or something along those lines. To if we were creating a spin-off of this film, is for Alice to be killed and then brought back to life somehow as a clone of herself. Maybe I think that would make it more original. But the actual film itself was good. The contents is, mm, I wouldn't say it's majorly impressive. I mean, there was a few scenes I did like. I mean, it brought back the introduction of some previous characters like the Lickers, which I really loved, and people like the Red Queen, Carlson Oliviera, or Riviera, what his name is. Um, and who else was it? Someone else I brought back. Obviously, I had Ray and a combo as well. But there was a lot of link ups to the original games and the original films with Jill Valentine and Leon. But I did like the way in which you had the Lickers in the films because I absolutely loved them. And also what I liked in the film was you see the Red Queen goes from the first film where it would sort of go into an X-ray mode, highlighting the actual people in the premises. It goes back to that, which I really like the um, I really like the way it integrates into the film into that because obviously you've got the aspect of a sort of computer controlled environment such as the Red Queen, and obviously there's a lot of things which she controls what they don't know about. I do think it is quite original in certain aspects, especially the last Plagas zombies. Without spoiling too much, I'll actually just will spoil it, but it does remind me of certain zombies in a game made by Treyarch and Activision, where you can get certain zombies to kill, which I thought that was quite funny, or it did remind us of them anyway. Uh, Overall, I think that makes it quite unique to the film, but there's not much for plot-wise what we don't already know about. She's basically pursued by all the enemies, and it's just a case of getting the crap out of Dodge, so to speak. Um, as for the music itself, uh, not much to comment on. I do like the mixture of bass or dubstep or whatever it is at the end of the film, and some really good stuff running in the end credits. So I really like that track for. It's the film I watched was in 3D, but it was also in digital Sony Real 3D. If you've ever seen it or if you've never seen it, the sound quality on Real Digital 3D is absolutely impressive as hell. You can really tell the difference. It's crystal clear, sharp, precise, and well controlled, and the quality of the picture is absolutely amazing. I would certainly rate going to see cinema with that in if you can. The music itself does match with the film. You get lots of constant action, which keeps it interesting and upbeat. It does seem to drab at times, but that's what it does. The actual film itself, personally, how did if I found it effective or not? Um, it did give the impression. What I find for the effectiveness, it did give us the impression that I was going to lead into another film. Um, the end goals were met after you got it, but it does get you thinking in a sort of Quentin Tarantino way when you watch the film, how you had to backtrack and remember all the other ones, and then think about the clones. Like obviously, this is how they could develop the characters and bring them back into things by using the clones again. Um, the actual film itself wasn't too bad. Personally speaking, it's probably about 6.5, 7 out of 10, and I think it's quite interesting. So I think that's it. I'll go through what I think through the review now. Plot-wise, the film, my judgment is like, is it original? Does it stay true to the film series or the game series, things like that? Is there any new content? Is it boring? Or is it quite interesting, the plot? Then the plot was absolutely majorly impressive, so to speak. But I did like it, so I'm not going to give it a full 1 point, but I'll give it half the point for the plot. I'm going to say half a point for the plot. Acting actors, are they giving a good experience or portrayal, or is there anything unique about them or boring about them to watch? Um, what should we say about them? Alice character, I think personally she was a bit shit this time, but you do get a good experience from the old characters like Ray and the Combo and Leon. I do think there's a good integration of them, so we'll give it half a point for that. So characters, we'll give half a point. Special effects, 3D CGI. Straight away, I'm going to give it a full point for that because I think it's absolutely amazing. Without a doubt, it's going to get 1 point because I think it's brilliant. The whole cinema going experience, was I amazed by the film? No. Would I share it or watch it again? Possibly. It was a good film, wasn't too bad. There was a good bit of scenes in it, some good action and weaponry usage. But as for the plot itself, there's not much of a plot. But in terms of overall experience and action, it's quite okay. So I'll give the half a point for the experience. Originality, is there anything which makes the film interesting or stand out from the crowd? There's a few bits. I would give it half a point or a point. Originality definitely for the zombie bits, the last cloud of zombies. And maybe stand up and crowd. See, I'm not sure whether I give it half a point or a point. I give it a half a point because I'm not sure about that. The problem is I personally believe that's been done to death, the whole zombie thing. Music of the film, again, I'm going to give a point linked to the special effects and the real 3D experience because quite simply it's spectacular, the quality of the sound you can get when you're watching the film. Overall, it was a good mixture of music. You get a good combination of everything. So I'm going to give that a point. Effectiveness of the film, sorry, I can't really speak properly. So effectiveness of the film. Was it given the desired outcome? I think it did. Because as for the film itself, the film it did give the desired outcome in the sense that you knew what was going to happen. And obviously the endings are predictable on these films, which you can expect. Obviously, I personally would prefer to see them changed around so the characters die or something different happens to them, which you're not expecting in films. But that's kind of hard to integrate with these type of films. But it does lead on to possible future prospects. Just a word of note, by the way, I personally don't think there's any extra hidden scenes. It does lead up to a scene at the end. You can read about it on the wiki. If this is only if you're going to spoil it for yourself, I'd recommend watching the film if you're going to do this type of thing. It does lead up to a scene at the end. I've watched most of the credits, probably about 2 or 3 minutes worth, but I didn't watch it right till the very, very end, so I don't know if there's any hidden scenes. I don't think there is though. It does give the prospect there's going to be another film, so I'll leave it at that. Did it give the desired outcome? We'll say 1 for yes because it did in that sense. And any bonus points I'd like give it? Well, I'm going to give it half a point for introducing the Liggers because I think they were brilliant. I'd love to see more of them. I'm going to give it half a point for the integration of the previous original Resident Evil, where you see all the scans, like the scans of the X-rays and things like that, of the characters and seeing activating security. I really did like that integration, so I'm going to give it a half point for that. Personally, what I would love to see in the film was the Nemesis character, Brad. I think it was Brad anyway. Was the Nemesis character because I really liked his character and I think he would have made this film absolutely kick ass in some way. So I'm not going to give any further points. So what I'm going to do is give it half point for the character, half a point for the plot, 1 for the special effects, half point for the experience, user experience, half point for originality, 1 for music, 1 for effectiveness, and 1 for me bonuses. So my overall rating for this film is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10. I do feel this is more of an honest review. I mean, previous one was about 8.5, but I haven't really gone right down to the gritty depths of the film. So I'd like to give this one a 6.5. Sorry, not 6.5. I'd like to give this one a 6 out of 10 for a film review. I would recommend watching it. It wasn't too bad, but I think there is better ones out there. But as mentioned, when it comes to zombie films, I find them they're really hard to swing a decision on because they've already been done to death. So I would watch the film, and I'll leave it at that. So hope you like this review. If you've got any comments, please like and feed them out, rate them, subscribe and comment, whatever you want. Thanks for watching.